Welcome back to another season of Steeler Football. This is the I Worship Steelers show. My name is Yusuf Cawthon, also known as Pimp Steeler. I go by a lot of different names, but that's not important right now. What's important now is we're going to cover the Pittsburgh Steelers Week 1 matchup versus the Atlanta Falcons in Pittsburgh. We're going to be at home for this game. Last season was a disappointment by Pittsburgh Steelers fan standards, but I think we finished strong. Ben Roethlisberger had the best statistical season he's ever had. As we all know, we're not going to get into the Ben situation this week. We know what it is. The man has a 4-game suspension. We'll be fine. We might even shine even better without Ben. We have to figure out some things about ourselves. We have to correct some problems from last season. And let's start with the running game. We added a nice number 6 pick in Jonathan Dwyer from Georgia Tech. Dwyer barely made the team because we have so much depth at running back. Isaac Redmond, he might double as a fullback on certain plays, but he'll be our backup halfback. We have Mewelde Moore, who'll still be our third down back, and our starting running back is excellent. Rashard Mendenhall had a great year, over 1,100 yards in his first year as a starter, second year as a player. Dennis Dixon gets the start like I thought he would. Byron Leftwich would have been a big mistake. The game's past him. The man is immobile. He doesn't make the greatest decisions. He has a strong arm but a slow release. He's not the man for us. I really hope we put him on IR. We haven't decided to do that at this point. We're only keeping 2 quarterbacks on the roster for this first week, and the emergency quarterback will be Antoine Randall L., who I believe only made the team because of that emergency quarterback situation. He's the number 6 wide receiver. I'm very happy also with the wide receiver core. This might, in hindsight, this could be the deepest wide receiver core that we've ever had since maybe the 70s. I really mean that. Hines Ward starting on one side. You have Mike Wallace starting on the other side. Your backups will be Antoine Randall L., Arnez Battle, Emmanuel Sanders, our 3rd-round pick from SMU, our 6th-round pick Antonio Brown from Central Michigan. They both had great preseason. I'm looking forward to seeing these guys really contribute on offense as well as special teams, especially Antonio Brown's on that special teams. He'll take over the punt return and kick returning duties. Stephon Logan did not make the team because of it. I think we made the proper cuts when we got down to the 53-man roster, and the guys pretty much they're on the practice squad. The 8 guys we have on the practice squad were good choices too. But that shores up the skill position players. We're going to look into the offensive line now. With Willie Colon going down for the season, it opened up a lot more opportunity for some players that really want to block. We brought in a good free agent from the Dallas Cowboys, Flozell Adams. He struggled in the preseason, but I think he'll be ready by the time we, get out there tomorrow. He'll be on the right tackle side. Max Sarks did not leave left tackle. He plays a stalwart left tackle position. Right guard Trey Essex maintained that position that he took over last year when Darnell Stapleton went on injured reserve. The center, Marquise Pouncey, very good number 1 pick. I'm very satisfied with the draft. Of course, I go to the draft every year live. I'm that crazy Steeler fan who jumps in front of the screen with a terrible towel. That's me and my father. We do that every year. We're the biggest Steeler fans in the country. To prove it, like I said, when you watch the NFL draft live, you see me, this face 9, 10 times a day on the NFL draft. I am the official face of the Pittsburgh Steelers fans across the country, whether you like it or not, and that's official. Back, not to brag, going back to the offensive line. Trey Essex at right guard, Chris Kimoatu at left guard. Of course, Justin Hartwig was cut. We weren't able to make a trade for him before the 53-man roster deadline, so he was cut. Going on to special teams, Daniel Sepulveda is a great punter, also a great tackler on special teams. I'm very satisfied with him. We should sign him long-term if you ask me. Jeff Reed, he's a quick crime. We're going to take care of him. We're going to re-sign him to a long-term contract. He's our franchise player for now. And Jeff is money, as you know. Jeff makes all his extra points, and he's a hell of a kicker as far as making place kicks and field goals, extra points. And he's a clutch man. I'm glad we have him. Defensively, The linebacking core is the same linebacking core. We look strong from left to right. Of course, we have Lamar Woodley, who's going to have had a big breakout season last year. He was great. He'll even get better this year. Left inside linebacker James Ferrier, right inside linebacker Lawrence Timmons, right outside linebacker James Harrison, maybe the best player in the NFL in my estimation. We got Larry Foote back in free agency. He's going to be on the inside. Jason Worrells was our second round draft choice. We'll have him also coming off the bench. Kieran Fox is our special teams captain this year, also the backup inside linebacker behind James Ferrier. Patrick Bailey was cut. He couldn't make the team because we drafted so many good, ferocious linebackers that, they add the depth that we need. Patrick Bailey wasn't cutting it anymore. He's gone. Andre Fraser on an injured reserve. Defensive line is the same defensive line. We got Aaron Smith back from injury. He's going to wreak havoc. Cock Diesel, Brett Keys on at the right defensive end. Of course, Casey Hampton's re-signed. He's going to finish his career as a Steeler at nose tackle. And we have the backups are Nick Easton. He's going to play the right defensive end behind Kiesel. We got Chris Hoke again, maybe our oldest player on the team, at backup nose tackle, and Ziggy Hood, backup left defensive end. We look really strong at defensive tackle and defensive end. Our line is strong. John Mitchell knows what he's doing. That's our assistant head coach / defensive line coach. And our defensive line coach since 1994. Of course, the man knows what he's doing in the 3-4. Dick LeBeau, congratulations, making the Hall of Fame. He's very happy, and I think he's going to throw some looks at you this year. This year, he's going to come out ferocious, and we're going to get another ring because of it. Defensive backs, safety, Troy Polamalu's back. Ryan Clark is back. Will Allen, we brought him in through free agency. I'm very proud, that we can bring in a great backup safety. We needed that. Ryan Mundy is still there. He needs to improve the corners. I'm not happy with the situation. I like Cresden Butler. That was a great late round pickup from Clemson. He's going to be a great corner one day. Ike Taylor on one side. We got Brian McFadden back via a draft day trade in the 5th round. That was a solid pickup, but can he still play at that level? I don't know. He's not been with the Steelers. Is he still a Steeler football player? I don't know. We'll see. As far as the backups, William Gay, I think he destroyed our season last year. I wish we had cut him. I hope he plays to the best of his ability because he was downright horrendous last year. It hurt me to watch him, especially in that 5-game losing skid that we had. He was horrendous. Everyone was, but he was really horrendous. Deshae Towns is no longer with us via free agency, and we cut Tyrone Carter. He was horrible. Did I leave anybody out? Yeah. Keenan Lewis. I think he'll be a quality backup at left corner, but he's got a lot to learn, and his learning curve is great, but he's got a lot to learn, and he's got to learn quick. That's the team. Mike Tomlin knows what he's doing. It's time to get another ring. We're going to destroy the Falcons. I got a score of 23-7. We'll have close to 200 yards rushing as a team. We're going to run by committee. And I think Dennis Dixon will throw a bomb for a touchdown and have a very efficient passer rating while not throwing too many passes. He won't have a lot of attempts, maybe about 17 for 26, maybe 180, 200 yards, but we'll rush for almost 200 yards. And that's how it plays out in my book. See you next week. I Worship Steelers Show.